God, get a real tripod, Marina. Fucking. We're good? We're good. Hi. So today we're gonna do an unscripted vlog because I am a lazy piece of shit and I don't feel like taking out all my equipment and lighting and all that crap. But I did want to have a little discussion with you guys. This is actually in response to a comment I received on my last video, which was I was way too into Kristen Stewart to be straight, where I just talked about growing up and not knowing I was bisexual, but having what was very obviously a huge celebrity crush on Kristen Stewart, but not recognizing it and thinking it was just like a straight girl crush, which is problematic in itself. But anyway, you guys should check out that video because I thought it was pretty funny, and you guys seemed to find it relatable, which was cool. I didn't realize how many like questioning LGBTQ people also had the same weird obsession with Kristen Stewart, or Ellen Page was another one that I got a lot of, that manifested before you were aware that you were like LGBT. So that was pretty funny. But the comment I received, and I want to point out that like this person messaged me and they said that they like phrased it wrong, and I was really frustrated when I first received it, but I'm chill now. The chillest person. But I thought it was an interesting like point of contention, and I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit because I got a lot of really good responses on my Tumblr from a lot of people that follow me as well. So I wanted to have a discussion about it. Sorry I'm saying a lot. I'm gonna watch this back and just be like, wow, Marina, you have too many fillers in your videos when you don't script them, but it's cool. I wanted to say again. It's like as soon as you notice you're doing it, that's all you want to do. So the comment that I received basically said that if you are bisexual, you can't refer to your attraction to women, or just like attraction to the same gender, I guess if you're like a bi dude, as gay. So you can't, like, in the video I say I'm bisexual several times, but when I look back on this celebrity crush I had on Kristen Stewart, I say, wow, I was so gay. You know, I was so gay for Kristen Stewart. Or this thing I said was clearly very, like, homosexual. But I say gay. And this person said that you can't refer to yourself as gay if you're bisexual because it's bi erasure and it's appropriating lesbians. And I had a point of contention, I guess, with this. I don't know if that's the word I want to use. I don't know. I just thought it was like a weird form of policing of bisexuals, like the language we use to describe ourselves, because obviously bisexual people do experience bi erasure in the sense that in media, very frequently, people don't use the word bisexual. When there's a bisexual plot line or there's a character that's interested in more than one gender, they'll usually avoid the word bisexual, or the character will say like, I don't want to put labels on things, which is fine because a lot of people feel that way. But when it's the only when every form of bisexual representation is just characters saying I'm not bisexual, it kind of stigmatizes bisexuality. And even within the LGBT community, there's a lot of bi erasure in the sense that we call it the gay community, or bisexual people aren't necessarily included in LGBT spaces because they're not gay or queer enough. So bi erasure definitely happens in a societal sense, but also in a community sense. But within the video, I refer to myself as bisexual several times, and clearly I'm not hiding the fact that I'm bisexual. I'm in a relationship with a cis dude. Stuart, you're gonna knock this over. I love you and I know you want to be in all my videos, but this is really precariously placed and I don't want you to knock it over. Stu, come on. Alright. Ah, motherfucker! Well, good. Great. Glad that happened. He loves being in videos. He's just very, very needy for attention. Which I guess I am too, because I'm making videos. Anyway, so bi-erasure happens in our communities and on a societal level. But the fact that I'm very open about my sexuality, like as a bisexual woman who is in a relationship with a cis dude, I don't think I can like erase my sexuality when I'm very, open about my sexuality, at least in the last year since I've come out. And I just, like, obviously you can have internalized biphobia and, you can hold beliefs that are kind of stigmatizing about bisexuality, but I just think it's silly to say that if a bisexual person refers to themselves as gay while also saying, like, I'm bisexual and here's this gay crush I had, or I'm bisexual and, this thing I said when I was younger when I didn't know I was bi was clearly very gay. I don't think that referring to attraction as gay when it is, it is gay, it's like same gender attraction, I don't think that that's erasing your sexuality. Stuart, I love you. Please stop it. Just chill, my dude. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Why do you need to be over here? I love you, but you need to chill. He's just the neediest. Sorry. He's gonna knock this over in a second, so I feel like I just need to sit and wait. Stuart, don't do it. This is great content, I'm sorry. Another point of contention I had is that in terms of bi-erasure, I already talked about how bisexuality within the LGBT community is already not represented very much. I feel like sometimes the LGBTQ community is more like the LG community. I mean, they definitely erase trans people and, queer people too. But in terms of, like, it's always like, oh, gay marriage or gay rights or the gay community. Gay is used as an umbrella label that is placed on the whole community, even though not everyone identifies as gay or lesbian. So I feel like when that is the only word we have, and that is the word that is applied to us regardless, I don't think that you can police us using the word gay, because, that's already placed on us, placed on bisexual people without really our permission or consent, I identify as bisexual, but I will refer to myself as queer or casually as, like, gay. But, if someone asks me, what is your sexuality, I'm going to say bisexual because that's the most accurate word that I have. But also, when I'm talking about same-gender attraction, it doesn't really make sense to be like, that was so bi of me, that was so bisexual of me, because I feel like I would literally have to be talking about having an attraction to, like, two different people of different genders, because bisexual means two or more than one, or, whatever way you want to define bisexuality, it kind of doesn't make sense to say, I'm so bi, unless you're talking about being attracted to multiple people, multiple genders. That's the only time that I feel like it would make sense. And I wasn't. I was talking about one crush on a person of the same gender as me. So I feel like gay is definitely a term that would apply. Similarly, I also have a celebrity crush. I'm not proud of this one. On Tom Hiddleston, and my partner likes to joke that that's the most straight girl crush that I have, and that's super true. So I would consider that like a very straight crush of mine. And I don't think, like, when I'm applying those terms to myself, I don't think that I'm minimizing my bisexuality, and I don't think I'm erasing my own identity, because I'm not hiding the fact that I'm bisexual, and I've been open about that. And pretty much every video where I talk about my sexuality or LGBTQ issues, I mention the fact that I'm bisexual, because I think that's gonna affect my perspective on certain topics. Yeah, so I also think it's funny because I think, so the person who left this comment, I understand where they're coming from. I'm not sure what their sexual orientation is, but based on the message that they sent me after the fact, it sounded like they are not part of the LGBT community, like they're straight, and they said that this is something that bothered one of their lesbian friends. So I can understand being an ally and thinking, well, my friend who is a part of this marginalized community that I'm not a part of said this one thing that bothered them. So I'm trying to be a good friend and a good ally by sticking up for that perspective, you know? And I know it's really hard when you're an ally to disagree with people within a certain marginalized group, because you don't belong to that group, you don't experience that marginalization, so you don't really want to argue with someone even if they are saying something oppressive. I think it's a tricky situation. And if you're not a part of that group, you're not going to know, like, the in-group conversations of things. You're not going to know the nuances of, like, the one argument or this argument. Like, there's one side of the community thinks this, another side, like, thinks this, and it's controversial. Like, you might not know all of the complexities of arguments like that. Oh my fucking god, Stuart, stop it. Don't do it. He tries to open the cabinet with his tiny little claw, but he can't quite do it, so he pulls it open and then it slams, and he just keeps doing it. And I love him, but when he does that at 2 a.m, it's super annoying, buddy. Fuck. I keep losing my train of thought because of my needy ass cat. Oh yeah, so I understand that they were trying to be a good friend and honor their friend's perspective, but I do have to question if their friend's annoyance at bisexual people referring to their attraction to people of the same gender as gay is actually coming from a place of biphobia, which is kind of funny because they were trying to defend bisexuality and talk about bi-erasure, but I wonder if that perspective is coming from a place of not thinking that bisexuals are gay enough or queer enough to use the term gay. So I feel like that also kind of comes from a problematic place. But these are just my rough thoughts on it. And I'm curious if you guys have similar opinions, if you have differing opinions. I would love to hear your perspectives on it, because I think this is a really interesting question in terms of labeling yourself. I'm usually very pro, if someone wants to self-identify as something, as long as it's not harming the community, as long as it's not coming from, a problematic or oppressive point of view, I don't really think you can tell people what words they can use to describe themselves. And I think if you're comfortable identifying one way or referring to yourself in a certain way, then I think it's really up to you what words you use to describe yourself and your identity and your experience. So that's what I think, but let me know what y'all think, and I'll see you guys with the next video. Bye!